So, to experience everlasting joy, and you're welcome to the greatest adventure of this day today, in the true self, the embodiment of joy and true freedom and lasting happiness for your life and the simple path truth. Yet many find this to be disturbing in the most challenging way of all. This, however, is completely up to you in your own time and willingness to surrender to the resistance upcoming. And though it is only through the releasing of themes and limitations within them, the consciousness of remembering the true peace, unconditional and eternal, waiting to be revealed within for you. This shift out of the old into the new paradigm of the tree and its current lifespan in the same state of consciousness that you knew no longer is. At all is divine, and this is perfect. It is the realization of ecstatic bliss and the serenity that goes without saying. The Vedas of notable spiritual texts and enjoying eternal peace unperturbed and ever changing in this world. As you know, for beholding the standards, we have accepted you into the regarding of the freedom and happiness of the rules and simple accounts that are accepted, meaning not by being forced or applied from outside of us. They are self-curated through the consciousness and therefore self-edited and replaced by it. Whenever the desire arises, nothing is being withered. There is no shortage of perceptions and perspectives. The first is simply believing that you are worthy of attention and the seeker is also worthy of the attention that he's seeking. The perspectives are the first step in simply believing that you are free. We all are free and and you are always in it, understanding through no one, only you can. The inner work is divine solo and actualized in the only one true self. Today, you are you. There is no one alive, more aliver than you. And while you must actualize your potential alone, we promise that the outcome will be worth whatever the cost. You will have help and guidance along the way to this journey of life in prayer and intention that will be answered as soon as you're instantly submitting them, and ultimately you must have the eyes to see and the ears to hear and the courage to accept the rush through. When it reveals itself to you, you must decide what you want from life. The life, if not self, is the true one. In fact, you're chosen in each and every moment, whether you're conscious of it or not. When you're forced to go through the unknown in the willingness to let go in the forest of Anekekulo, in the limitation that I have. You are very special being as a magnificent purpose that you are. You are indeed wanted, seen, unbothered, accepted, and completely trusted, infinite in your possibilities, and nowhere else to go you have. The only time to stop remembering is now. Rejoice always through although incented paradigms that entertain society and believe in a reality of struggle to truth. It's actually effortless, and therefore so is you. And the inability to access the man and optimal states of experiences of our everyday lives are due to the simple factor, our generosity. And in general, the lack of understanding as such surrounding human consciousness, for it is conscious of itself and the essence of life and themes of determinations of the failure in the existence itself. Thus, how circumstances and conditions have everything to do with what's going on. There's a reason why specific issues continue to infringe on my rights. And I feel like I have resolved many of y'all's. These energetic imprints and patterns are to be begged for us to break freeform. In a sense, no matter where we go, because we struggle with life intrinsically rooted within our own consciousness and brain mind, we surround us by something, and outside we have more of this, the same. And the amount of suffering or suffocation as such on a daily basis, metaphorically, completely dependent on the current state. The consciousness can heal, transform, and evolve at any time, but the freedom of lasting happiness is where we realize through neutrality that the transcendental internal essence that is not limiting in themes is conscious of not understanding this powerful truth has cost the vast majority of the English-speaking men tirelessly to survive, to attain happiness externally, whether it be through seeking accolades, such as accumulating wealth, talk and smother tide, trips to exotic fantasies, and becoming famous, emitting joy in titles and ranks within our careers, fantasizing about the booming desire to search ultimately for the stem from the root to desire love and happiness, freedom, and while success. So sadness prevails, and happiness does not come from the consummation of things. The roller coaster of pleasure and pain, the teat and the tat, coming down for the elation pass, coming through the rebellion or disappointment within life. As you know, attachment to the detachment, non-participation, and nan, the fantasy of getting out there of the rat race, and just each side of the coin, ether, it's all part of the quest to acquire it. The truth does not matter. Which side of the pendulum you choose, we're all on the same attachment to aversion, and we're focused on our inner selves. Happiness is not something through this guided meditation attained in our perpetual cycle of wanting to go cycling. The illusion is that closer we move, our goals and joys and definitions of the horizon limits the perception. There, in this, the line of the edge of the earth and the sun, which gives us happiness, no matter which pursuing persimmon, we're horizoning with this wanting that I've been telling y'all about. Because even when we're suddenly successful, we acquire nothing. It's mundane, the frustration and the circumstances are inevitably changing. New forms, there are struggles, and fragile mentalities mistake happiness for freedom. Inner peace for love, and things can be given and taken away from us at any instant. When we define someone as in inner peace replaced with worry and defensiveness, if someone falls short of this kind of expectation, joy is replaced with disappointment. And if the obligations arise, we are filled to the brim with existential resistance. If someone interrupts us, we are triggered by the tiger mode and impatience. And the result of this is externally forced and is what we have not been able to handle, the circumstantial people bestowing goods on emotions upon us. Favorable, unfavorable actions to direct the result. Introductions to the themes and scientific discoveries now revealed to us by everything in our surrounding universe, including the human thoughts and emotions, the hues, the John Hugh Ham. Themes of consciousness are a reflection of these varying frequencies which are universal to humanity, and form a vantage point for everyone to view reality as thus the frequency of which we all, and everyday life, overall levels of satisfaction, pain, joy, love, and Denmark. In such, we are in the second half of the Olympics. For now, we want to begin simply to build awareness around the topic and circumferences, reasoning and understanding the willingness for the neutrality that's trendish, yeah. Fearing, grieving, hopelessness, guilt, judgment, and shame, all those dark colors of the palette. The thing to limit and to take note of is the theme of consciousness. Obviously, it's boring, it's heavy, it's non-reliable, and it's making the most joyful moments, liberating frequencies embodied in such darkness that nobody can handle. Of those of consciousness, evolution, loving, reflective degrees of happiness, only one is of inner freedom. You know which one. This is the inner work, the removing of all obstacles and caricatures. The inner peace and freedom and joy will arise quickly, and luckily, we're so lucky. We're in this within our control. It's to evolve beyond those borders. And all resistance to accepting the enjoying happiness of deep, loving fulfillment is not where we're earning, and we can't make enough to really apply this to our day-to-day living and finally in our words and actions. Everyone finds this to be just completely impossible to realign within oneself, and becoming self-aware dreams looking inside for the chapter of comparisons. As I desire to know your soul, you will end in the destruction of the other, regardless of how you rue me about yourself, and the no understanding the rooted unconditional love of your phone. Your true self is a perfect, aware candle in the wind. It's provided by you and for you by the Creator, and you have access to infinite possibilities right this very moment. You have proof that you have cherished yourself. And even if you can't see it yet, it will definitely be this question: will you believe if I give you the sensation in your body to connect with which? I am pure. I love myself. I can no longer be sinful, and I need what I want, and I'm free from my past. I have no regrets. I expect the best case for my watch, and I am fully satisfied by this life, and I have no enemies. Frenemies a few, and talented, inspiring, toxic thrillers of a person's living their extraordinarily meaningless lives, and they're brilliant and that access to genius ideas, completely loved by the divine Lord above us. What do you think about all this? I think it's too much. And how long is this going to go on? I know this attempt to run away, avoiding to limit, you will never be free until you free yourself of the prison of your false behaviors. You've acquired a lot on your first demonstration, gone around and limited the suffering of all those who have came into your sphere of influence. Goodness, because I think love and happiness are things that can be bought, and defense mechanisms are truly radical in this kind of root programming belief that's prevailing, and not selves in our work, uncomfortable at times, shadows within our honesty and the lackluster of rationalizing limited behaviors and thought patterns that you're not letting go of, basically speaking. Yet the process is going to go on and on and on about the acceptance, surrender, and humbling allowances. We must be willing to let go if we've planned this according to the No Boundary Project. If you only surrender to residential areas and not to the deserted ones, there is nothing actually for you to fix change out there in the world of horror. You are the only one in control of how much you resist and what you receive, because thus you resist, and that creates your life. Uncomfortable at first, but then the truth will set you free, my dear donkey.